Hey, Pat.
For the second time in 2 weeks. Yeah. Exactly 2 weeks ago that we were you and the Timberwolves.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Before we get to hockey, there really is a noticeable difference between playing Oakland and playing Houston, isn't there?
Well,
Yes, there is.
Holy cow.
There is. Give me that team that's rebuilding with a $35 million payroll and a team batting average of 200 any time.
Right.
Those son of a guns are good.
Yeah.
They are good.
I didn't realize this. I was listening to the radio broadcast yesterday. They've been to 5 straight ALCSs. I did not realize that.
Oh, yeah, they did. And it ain't all garbage cans, baby. There were no garbage cans yesterday. And although this pitcher, this Luis Garcia, he ain't going to like the time clock. Man alive. That guy he's got a lot of gyrations. And it takes forever. But
it looks like he's leaving the room to open a door, then comes back to the mound.
And he does that when a runner's on first and they don't call it a balk.
Right.
You know, he does everything but pull out his personal parts, and he still does not call a balk.
It looks like he's going to open the door to leave, changes his mind, comes back.
Yes, and then the guy at first is supposed to get a jump, you know. Loudner and Gladden, I heard them having a discussion in the press box. How can that not be a balk?
Yeah.
You know, but anyway.
What's wrong with that hockey club, Patrick?
I don't know. I don't think you should save your worst for last, do you? I think, you know, when you're facing you had your moment in Game 5, you let it get away, but show up, get the first goal, and put some pressure on them, and that didn't happen.
I thought that would happen, by the way. I really did.
Well, I kind of thought I thought it would be 3-3 with a 2-2 with 5 minutes to go, like most of them are anyway. By the way, Talbot's wife got on Twitter and basically announced their departure.
Really?
Yep, she sure did.
Yeah, right. I love wives on Twitter.
Oh my God.
Well, is Talbot suffering an affront? Was he affronted by this? He
didn't get to play. They're mad because he didn't get to play till Game 6. Well, maybe he shouldn't have let in that 80-footer. They might have played him earlier right off the bat. You don't want Nicoletti to. I know they said he was screened, but from 80 feet, you got time to see through the screen, however far it was.
I've never doubted their effort, though. Have you? I know Reavers did.
I didn't think. Well,
last night I did.
Last night they came out at the start of the third period and gave it 5, 6, 7 minutes, and they got the goal, and then kind of let St. Louis take over again. I think they came out fully intended to give it an impossible shot in the third period, and then, But
the shame of it is the way that I'm not blaming this on the fact that they lost. The Wild deserved to lose this series, but I do not like the current way that they format the playoffs because the Wild had the second best record in the Western Conference. As far as points,
well, they stay in the conference.
No, I understand that, but
I mean, if they stay in the division, which I thought was kind of a COVID travel thing, but now I don't know. I guess they're trying to intensify these rivalries.
I guess
I kind of agree with you. I think 1 through 8 might be.
So Toronto and Tampa Bay face a Game 7.
Yes.
Boston and Carolina face a Game 7.
Yes.
What are the Rangers in Pittsburgh?
Game 7.
Florida and Washington.
I think it's over, isn't it? No,
Florida at Washington tonight.
I think that's also a Game 7.
Calgary at Dallas. Is that a Game 7? It must be because it's back in
Dallas.
Dallas.
No, I think these teams are behind us. I think these teams are a game behind. There's 4 teams. There's 4 series have been going on one day and the other 4 the next. I think those teams are game.
All right, I got it right here. The Rangers at Pittsburgh is Game 6. The Penguins.
That's what I said.
Penguins are up 3-2.
Same thing with Calgary and Dallas. Calgary is up 3-2.
What about Florida and Washington?
Florida is up 3-2. So Patrick was right. Those series are a game behind.
But last night there were 4 teams that needed to win Game 6 to prolong it to 7.
Right.
Only one of them failed.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, you know what we're calling Fiala now, don't you?
What?
D'Angelo.
Really?
He had a terrible series, didn't he? I mean, he had, 8 penalties or some damn
I saw
thing.
somebody put up on Twitter, Patrick, the the missing child photo, and it had Fiala's picture in it saying missing.
Yes.
Haven't seen since the end of regular season.
Well, the debate as to whether they're going to get rid of Fiala or Dumba, I sense that our guy, Guerin, is going to be miffed enough to do the same thing that he did with Suter and Parisi, get rid of both of them. Mm-hmm. That would be my guess. Although supposedly New Jersey, which has got the second-round draft choice, is very interested in Fiala. I don't know if you could – I mean, the second overall choice, I don't know if they'd have to throw something else into the pot. But if you could get the second overall draft choice for him and somebody else, I'd take that in a heartbeat.
Is Dumba gone because of salary cap problems?
One of them is going to have to go, yeah.
Yeah, one of them because of cap, but it could be – I don't know. He gets hurt too often. I think that I think maybe that's why they're a little bit down on him. It wasn't great last night. The usually great Brodeen.
Yeah,
he was not. He was laying on the ice there when they scored one of those goals. And
there's all these lists going around, Patrick, of the futility of Minnesota professional sports and how they fail to reach championships. And people seem to want to somehow attach it to Minnesota somehow, that this is the place. No. I can't make that happen in my head. I mean,
well, here's my deal. I'm actually writing about this tomorrow, and I don't mind defeat.
No, you
Go
don't.
out there, you play your best. Well, so that's I've always said, give me one or the other, but just make it either embarrassing or great. One of the two. But the no-shows are what I have the problem with.
Yeah.
When we've had quite a tradition here the last number of years that when you get to the biggest moment, and that last night is it's marginal, but they had 3 chances to take control of this series.
Mm-hmm.
You're up 2-1, and St. Louis is missing 4 defensemen after that guy gets hurt in the first period,
mm-hmm.
and you get beat, and then you come here and you're 2-2 at home. Going into the third, you give up 3, and then last night when you lose that game 5 at home, you inevitably lose game 6 on the road.
Mm-hmm.
I got to say one thing that's not exactly a sports deal, but is Kenny there?
Yes,
Kenny
sir.
Still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Kenny, you mentioned the one thing I fall back on when people say this country is worse than it's ever been. To refute that is fondue. I heard you mention fondue.
Yeah, fondue. Naked fondue parties. Joe was out of the
40
room.
years ago, people went to restaurants to dip mediocre beef or bread into hot, burning oils that could scald you.
Boiling cheese,
your finger, your face could be scarred for life. What the bleep was wrong with us? What
I know.
I got the list.
I know.
Gotta add fondue.
Got to put fondue on the list. You have the list?
Yep.
And then imagine sitting around naked doing fondue around somebody's living room.
Time out.
Did that.
Time out. Read the list.
Okay.
This is stuff Reusse can't
And
take.
keep in mind, this is the I have the master list at home.
Oh, I wanted the master list.
Okay, but this first of all, we have fruit that squirts.
Yep.
Sword movies.
Sword movies.
We don't like sword movies. He had a problem with it was woodworking. Remind me. Was it a hatchet, Pat? What was the?
Yeah, he needed a hatchet.
No, I didn't. But that wasn't something I disliked. That was something I misspoke.
Fondue is now added to
I
the
wanted
list.
an axe, not a hatchet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
How's
there's
that guy
not
Buck
many
doing? Hey, how's the Warrior going to
Oh,
do? Think he might
moving
play
along.
tonight?
I don't know.
Moving
he
along.
Could be in there. He could be in there tonight against the Clevelands. I would think he'd probably be in there. He's now a DH, the best center fielder in the world. Let's get him in there and let him DH so he doesn't have to work too hard.
Right.
So
They'll probably rest him tonight on the off chance that he could catch COVID because COVID's been going around the Cleveland locker room.
Yeah.
We ought to protect him.
Yep.
Cleveland has 7. First of all, why do you have this many coaches or staff members? But they got 7 staff members. They got what these guys sit around and lay around in the sauna together and roll around or something.
That reminds me, Pat. Remember the tirade Joe had years ago when the Twins named a bench coach? What's a bench coach?
You
What
don't
does
need a
he
bench coach.
sit this way? What does he do?
Joe, we now have assistant hitting coaches and assistant pitching coaches and pitching analysts, and there's endless. The amount of money this new regime has cost Jim Polat and family is incredible. You know, they're not much better than they were when Terry was running it when Terry and Billy Smith were sharing a La Quinta hotel room in Phoenix, where they were down there to save $40 for the team. So, but these guys can urinate away money. I'll tell you that. Holy cow.
Anything jump out at you about the NFL schedule?
Green Bay opener again. You would hope that they'll have a little better faith than was that 2020? Green
That was
Bay
the
came
COVID
here
year.
and beat 'em bloody,
Yep.
beat 'em bloody in front of no people. So
how about the Thanksgiving night game at the old U.S. Bank?
The
who
Pats,
we got?
Yep, we got New England. The New Englands.
Wow. Yeah, there might be drinking involved that night. Might be.
And-
I said on Twitter, I've analyzed it. The schedule looks pretty easy, and you might argue with me, but I really do think the Vikings have a chance to win 7. You know, the skeptics that are thinking they can't win 7.
You know what I have to say, Pat? What are you doing November 13th? Because you and I are heading to Western New York, baby, to go watch the Vikes play the Bills.
I thought you were going to tell me we're going to Vegas. I might be able to go for that one. But drunk Buffalo fans
gross.
in November is not my
Especially then, it could be about 38 degrees and raining.
Nothing is going to top being in that stadium when the high at kickoff was -5.
Ooh.
I can't believe that I'd ever be more irritated than I would be at that. That just makes me angry thinking about it.
And he drove there, Kenny.
yeah.
He drove.
It makes me want to slap you, Chris.
Sorry.
Pat, are you going to the ballpark?
I am going. You know what I'm going to go do? I'm going to go talk to the great Tom Hamilton, the Cleveland radio guy, the best in the country, about how do you not say Indians or tribe and say Guardians, because I heard him the other day and he said Guardians 30 times. He must have a zapper on him or something. When he starts saying, because he'd say tribe 40 times an inning, but he's a great guy. I'm going to ask him how Cleveland's accepting them title change and stuff like that. So,
Reusse, you got to run.
Out to deep center field. Long run for Buxton on the track. Leaps at the wall. He made the catch. Slammed into the wall. Back on the track. He's laying on his back and hung on. Oh, Byron Buxton. What a center fielder he is.
I love Tom Hamilton.
That's the rival guy. And, and the good news is Buxton only missed 3 weeks after that.
That's right.
Reusse, I got to run something.
By the way, Mrs. Buxton has responded to some tweets about her son, about her husband not having durability. So the wives are out on Twitter.
Oh, boy.
You like degenerates, don't you? You like degenerates?
As a whole, yeah. Not all of them. I mean, there's a certain point where I'm, no, that's not.
I don't know if this will strike too close to home with you or not, but there is a show on Amazon Prime called Loudermilk. And Loudermilk is a former music critic and recovering alcoholic. He's a degenerate, but he's also a counselor, and he's a creep and a jackass.
Yes, I've watched a couple of episodes.
Okay, all right. That's all I wanted
Will
to.
Sasso?
And Will Sasso is his best friend and roommate, and also a degenerate.
Yeah.
So I was just going to recommend that to you.
By the way, Ted Lasso, overrated.
Yeah, I agree.
Overrated.
Pat, we'll talk to you. Talk to you Monday.
Hang on 1 second.
Yeah, wait. I'm not done.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I thought it was satire, but it's not.
What was the other one you didn't like, Pat? There was another one I agreed with that you didn't like. It was Lasso and...
Sheets Creek.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a piece of crap.
I didn't like that. Yeah. I've tried every one you guys have told me that, like that Mrs. Marvel or whatever.
But you don't have any patience to let a story develop, do you?
I can tell. I don't need time. I can tell you right off the bat if it's any good or not.
That's like when the wife and I are watching a movie. 8 minutes and this ain't gonna be any good.
Right.
I remember once we were in a movie. We came in and I suggested they were running the previews, and I said what the plot was going to be, and I'm leaving. They hadn't even given us anything. And I can't tell you what the plot was going to be, but because it would be offensive. But I knew that it was going to be someone who was challenged in a way, and I'm not interested.
Not interested.
All right, so I have to do this really quick, Patrick, because your weekly appearance in Garage Logic is brought to you by our friends at Brainerd International Raceway. Ken, you're going to have to help me out here understanding this. They're bringing the Discovery Channel Street Outlaws, no prep kings, to the Brainerd Lakes area. June 17th and 18th, join BIR and Street Outlaws for a weekend of fun and competition as the drivers battle it out for bragging rights and huge cash prizes. Kids 12 and under get in free. Visit BIRMN.com for camping and ticket information today.
Fantastic.
All right.
Patrick, you're a big Brainerd International Raceway guy.
Yes, I am.
I'll talk to you Monday, young man.
All right.
Very good. Very good.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed.